Welcome to Financial Intake. I'm Roy. Let's get started. The market is in full swing right now, with what can only be called animal spirits driving select sectors. Thanks to the Trump trade momentum, we're seeing a melt-up effect in certain areas. And there's no better time to talk about Bitcoin's massive potential as we head toward year-end. In this video, we'll first dive into why Bitcoin is predicted to reach around $120,000, according to experts. Then, we'll reveal the top 5 Bitcoin-related stocks that could yield you tens of percent gains by the end of the year. Stay with us to catch these golden investment opportunities and maximize your returns. First, let's talk about Bitcoin's technical structure. Without a doubt, we're seeing a breakout of the classic cup and handle pattern over the last 2 days, a breakout we've been anticipating for quite some time. Thanks to several factors we'll discuss in a moment, that breakout has happened, with the technical potential pushing Bitcoin up to around $125,000 in the coming weeks. At the same time, it's important to note that by drawing a resistance line, we can see the next fundamental resistance level at around $90,000. We'll likely see a slight correction there before the upward trend continues. Now that we've got the structure down, let's dive into the driving forces behind this breakout. Before we dive into the reasons, let's watch a short CNBC discussion highlighting the key factors behind this breakout.
Coinbase is up yet again, nearly 20%. Bitcoin's 85,000. It's been pretty remarkable. Mackenzie Sigalos is here with us at Post 9. I mean, we know, I think we know or have a sense why, but you have more detail on really why, like what the expectations are that the market is betting is a game changer for crypto investing in general.
Yeah, so Scott, so much of this record surge in the crypto market comes down to 4 promises that Trump made to the industry. On day one, he says he'll fire SEC Chair Gary Gensler. That's very likely why you're seeing stocks embroiled in lawsuits with the regulators surging. Coinbase up around 20% today after ending last week 50% higher. Second thing here, the repeal of SAB 121, which is this niche accounting rule from the SEC that actually stands in the way of banks custodying cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. Trump also wants to launch a national crypto stockpile and take $16 billion worth of Bitcoin that the government already holds and permanently take it out of supply. And finally, I've talked to several Bitcoin miners, the CEOs from these companies. They are having closed-door meetings with Trump. They say that he's promising heavy investment in the rapid build-out of energy production and transmission infrastructure across the country. These mining stocks seeing double-digit percentage gains.
I mean, the point here is people really think this is just the beginning of, I don't necessarily think a renaissance is the right way to look at it, but a much more open environment, a much more widely accepted and adoptable environment that this could be the first stages of some of those really crazy bullish calls that we've heard from years past that just couldn't materialize for a number of the reasons that you've suggested may go away.
No, exactly. And it really comes down to SAB 121 and then another piece of legislation called FIT 21. You've got more than 280 pro-crypto lawmakers who comprise the incoming congressional session. And if you pass FIT 21, this is a crypto market infrastructure bill in tandem with rolling back this rule from the SEC that says that banks have to treat Bitcoin as a liability on their balance sheet. Suddenly the door is open to all of this cash from institutions.
Joe, I mean, you've got Coinbase. You sit here, watch it. Just come off the best week since, January of 23.
Added it at the end of October. It's up 83% since then. The reasoning behind adding it has nothing to do with some wonderful insight into the fundamentals of what was going to occur. It was on momentum that was building. I will say Coinbase, the balance sheet has had dramatic improvement. They've done a great job of doing that. I also think that the overall environment and the effect of crypto since President Trump's election is, to a certain extent, it's validated it as a traditional asset class now. And that's something that the industry for years had been looking for. Now I think that's what's occurred. I still think there's people out there that's questioning the fundamental usage. They're questioning if it's going to be, you're going to have transactional transactions on an individual and a corporate basis or not. But I think it has validated that as a traditional asset.
Yeah, well,
class.
I mean, the market's certainly betting on that. Look at, there's Coinbase up another 20%. Mackenzie, thank you.
All right, everyone, let's break down why Bitcoin is on the rise right now. First, Trump announced his intention to fire Gary Gensler, the SEC chairman who has opposed Bitcoin ETFs and has been seen as a regulatory hurdle for Bitcoin and crypto overall. Second, an accounting regulation known as SAB 121 prevents banks from purchasing Bitcoin. This rule has caused hesitation around Bitcoin investments, However, Trump stated that he intends to remove these barriers, allowing banks to hold Bitcoin and making clients feel more confident purchasing it. Third, Trump mentioned he wants to add Bitcoin, which the US government has seized, to the country's assets. This would help offset American debt and improve the balance sheet. And lastly, CEOs of major mining companies like Riot and Marathon met with Trump, who expressed strong support for the mining industry. These factors are driving the recent Bitcoin frenzy, and this momentum will likely continue in the coming weeks. Now, it's time to share our top 5 stocks that can give you maximum returns with Bitcoin's rise. Let's dive in. First on our list is Coinbase, symbol coin. Coinbase is one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges in the world, providing a platform for buying, selling, and managing digital assets. As Bitcoin prices surge, more users flock to exchanges like Coinbase to trade, invest, or hold their cryptocurrency assets. This means Coinbase directly benefits from higher trading volume and increased activity. Coinbase's stock has risen by a substantial 80% in the past week alone, primarily driven by Bitcoin's rally. With every spike in Bitcoin, Coinbase gains both in transaction fees and attracting more customers to its platform. As Bitcoin continues to trend upward, especially with increased support from regulatory changes, Coinbase remains a powerful option for investors looking to capitalize on the crypto boom. Now let's talk about MicroStrategy, symbol MSTR. Unlike other companies, MicroStrategy is not a mining or exchange company. Instead, it's a software company with a massive Bitcoin treasury. Led by CEO Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy has accumulated one of the most significant Bitcoin holdings of any publicly traded company. This makes its stock heavily influenced by Bitcoin's price. In the last week, MicroStrategy's stock jumped 50%, reflecting Bitcoin's upward movement. Investors see MicroStrategy as a unique way to gain exposure to Bitcoin, as the company's stock price often mirrors Bitcoin's performance. MicroStrategy's value can rise rapidly with any Bitcoin rally, giving it an edge for those who want to invest in it indirectly. Finally, we have Riot Platforms and ticker Riot. Riot is another leading Bitcoin mining company focused on scaling mining operations across the US. As with Marathon, Riot's revenue and stock price are highly sensitive to Bitcoin's price movements. When Bitcoin rises, so does Riot's profitability due to the increased value of the Bitcoin they mine. Over the past week, Riot's stock has risen by 62%, which is in sync with Bitcoin's upward trend. Riot's commitment to expanding its mining infrastructure gives it an edge as Bitcoin demand grows. If Bitcoin prices keep rising, Riot's financials are expected to strengthen, making it an excellent stock for those looking to profit from the mining sector. Our fourth stock, SMLR, represents another company closely linked to Bitcoin's performance. As part of the cryptocurrency industry, SMLR benefits from Bitcoin's market trends and increasing institutional interest in digital assets. Its strategic investments in blockchain and crypto solutions mean that as Bitcoin rises, SMLR's value appreciates too. In the last week, SMLR's stock price increased significantly by 74%. This increase reflects the bullish sentiment around Bitcoin and positive expectations for the company's crypto-focused offerings. With Bitcoin's continued strength, SMLR is positioned to continue benefiting from the heightened interest and potential adoption of digital currencies. Next, we have Marathon Digital Holdings and ticker MARA. Marathon is a leading Bitcoin mining company focusing on high-efficiency mining operations in North America. As a Bitcoin miner, Marathon's revenue is directly tied to the price of Bitcoin. When Bitcoin's value increases, the company's mining profits also rise significantly. Marathon's stock has climbed 58% this past week. This sharp increase is due to Bitcoin's recent breakout and the expectation that higher Bitcoin prices will make mining even more profitable. Additionally, as one of the larger established miners, Marathon stands to benefit from regulatory changes that may favor big players in the industry. For investors looking to leverage Bitcoin's rise, MARA is definitely a stock to consider. And that wraps up our top 5 Bitcoin-related stocks that could soar as Bitcoin rises. If you found this video helpful, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated with our latest insights. And don't miss our next video. 5 stocks to buy and 5 to avoid after Trump's election victory. In that video, we'll dive into the best and worst stocks to consider in light of the latest political shifts. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.